Hi, once again I was cut off in mid-flow and I do want to contact YouTube and find out why that my videos are okay in the preview stage but have the end cut off of them. Is it to do with YouTube or is it something I'm doing? Now, as I was talking about briefly, just following on, I was talking about Hindu ideas, and what I said, although it was cut off, was that I'm not quite sure whether there's the same phobia of the body in Hinduism as in certain forms of fundamentalist evangelical and even perhaps Catholic Christianity. So that's something I'm not quite sure about. In terms of our bodies, um, certainly, and this is maybe a very hard message for some people to hear, but if you do want deep seated changes to all sorts of emotional problems, then the body, I have to say the body is the key. And the body is far more than um, the sort of materialistic orthodoxy would have you believe. The orthodoxy, I think, is that we're simply machines. Um, but actually we are far more than this. And that's true regardless of how you view, if you like, even if you don't take a sort of metaphysical idea that we're spirit-filled. I do, but some people don't. We are far more than machines. Um, and, beneath, the body knows so much in just being. For example, the body will have reacted if you're sexually attracted to someone. The body will react quite often before you're conscious of it. Um, the body will tell you, if you listen, when you're hungry. The body will tell you when you want to go to the loo if it's functioning okay. The body will actually pick up all sorts of signals. You can walk into a room and your body will know before you're conscious of it that maybe there's something going on here, and then you work it out later. Oh, Joe and Jean have had an argument and they're now being frosty with each other. But your body picks up all of that before you're consciously aware of it. And children, interestingly, have what this body sense automatically. I remember a friend's little girl. I was there for breakfast, and I had some Earl Grey tea, which I rather like. Um, and my friend's little girl gingerly picked up um, the cup and had a little sip, and she went, she just wasn't sure. She was testing it in her body. Do I like it? She then had another sip, which I thought was very brave of her, after having a sip of the first. And then she had this tremendous grin on her face, and she liked it. So even something as simple as that was checked in with the body. Um, I taught um, somebody somebody's focusing this body awareness stuff, and they suddenly had a sort of epiphany moment, and they said, oh, my little niece, not very old, had been staying, I think, with parents, or with yeah, her parents, the child's grandparents, and it was time to go home. The little girl said, "Oh, I don't want to go, and I can feel it in here, in the tummy, or in the chest." And after doing this body awareness stuff and knowing that particular types of feelings and emotions and sensations were specifically located in the body, she said, I now suddenly realise what she was doing. She really did feel it right there, but nobody knew how to respond to her or tell her what to do. And of course, had people known a little bit about this body awareness, we could have said, well, just say hello, just sense it into here, just be with it. for a moment. There's something in me that doesn't want to be. But instead, of course, the education system actually takes us all in the opposite, or indeed the wrong direction. It concentrates, instead of sensations, feelings and emotions being the bedrock of thinking and conceptualization processes, the education system tends to very much emphasize a sort of disembodied rationalism, a something that doesn't refer to it. You know, what is true is that people with mental illness, all sorts of mental illness, are not actually out of their minds. They're in fact too much in their minds, and they're very often not enough in their bodies. And I've seen people in my therapy practice literally transform when they get out of their heads and into their bodies. And you know, there's a phrase that I read from somewhere, and I can't remember where it came from now, was that the mind chatters, but the body knows. And one of the wonderful things about being a psychotherapist is watching people change, watching people transform, watching people grow as people through very simple being aware of the feelings and sensations in the body, saying hello and greeting the thought processes that are going round and round, saying, being with them, not trying to suppress them or get rid of them, but just acknowledging them, of dialoguing with it. Oh, I'm feeling, there's an angry feeling, that's just here. I'm wondering if anger's quite the right word. Checking the language against the feeling. And when we check the language against the feeling, we know experientially whether it's right, partially right, whether there's something wrong. And just when we sit with a hurting part of us like we would a hurting child, we find that, like the hurting child, given some love and compassion, that the hurts begin to change, that they begin to go, that they begin to resolve of their own accord. And focusing on experiential psychotherapy has been, I'm going to say this, the most effective thing that I've ever learned in my training, and it's revolutionised my life as well. And if you want to know more about it, I'd suggest you go to www.focusing.org and go to the Focusing Institute website, or put in British Focusing Teachers Association, and you can learn far more about that there. But it is a wonderful skill to have. You can learn it inside and outside of therapy. You can use it for dreams, for decisions, making more effective decisions. You can use it inside psychotherapy, you can use it outside. And it's a wonderful process that does lead to deep healing. And I know that because I've experienced it, and I've seen it experienced in the lives of other people. Anyway, I hope that's interesting. If you've really got any responses, particularly from cognitive behaviour therapists who may be interested in this, or perhaps who even disagree with some of the fundamentals that I've been talking about, then do post a response or do a video response. I'm always interested in dialoguing with people who are intellectually honest. And if you're intellectually